Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store, affiliate link below.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and Al Franken just got something that I didn't think would ever happen, and that would be a life preserver, right? And I mean a pretty big life preserver. So over the course of the past week, Al Franken has come under a couple different accusations. The first one was from former Playboy model Leanne Tweeden, who accused him of, a non-consensual kiss, which is absolutely BS. If you read her actual statement, she says she agreed to it, and then he shoved his tongue down her throat, according to her, but she still agreed to it, so it's not non-consensual. So please, Seth Meyer, get up to date on the facts. It's actually one of my biggest complaints about a lot of the coverage of this is people, they've been wrong on a lot of things. Like they like to just use whatever word comes to mind. It doesn't matter what side of the political coin you are. I catch missteps and misfacts all the time without ever an attempt at trying to fix them. If I make a mistake in that regard, I do like to at least hold myself accountable and correct them where I can. But I don't see that from the mainstream media. Anyway, that's one of the gripes I wanted to get off my damn chest. But anyway, so not only that, but another woman has come forward and claimed that he groped her buttocks in 2010 at the Minnesota State Fair. But that one again is being called into question by people, looking at her like, well, did he not? We don't know. But what we're seeing here is, and this is a life preserver, women of SNL signed a statement supporting him. Now, this is something we haven't seen yet in this whole #MeToo thing. We haven't seen anything like this come forward, but here we are. Now the narrative is going to be changing, and this is going to be the life preserver that saves those who have been accused of something from career ruin. We've seen the first waves of careers being destroyed, Kevin Spacey, Louis C.K., so on and so forth. But now with this particular thing, we're getting that pushback, that defense. And it's not just from men saying, I know this person, they clearly wouldn't do that. It's from women. And in this case, 36 of them. So it says here that a group of women who worked alongside Al Franken at NBC's Saturday Night Live have signed a statement of support for the Minnesota senator. Last week, broadcaster Leanne Tweeden accused Franken of forcibly kissing her in 2006. Another woman says he placed his hand on her buttocks while posing for a photo in 2010. 36 women signed the SNL statement supporting the Democrat, including performers Jane Curtin, Lorraine Newman, and many behind-the-scenes staff. The statement calls for Franken's conduct towards Tweeden stupid and foolish, but says the women know Franken as a devoted and dedicated family man, a wonderful comedic performer, and an honorable public servant. It says none of them have experienced improper behavior from Franken. And the statement was released on Friday before the second woman's allegations came to light. Now, that's kind of odd that it was released on Friday. Today is Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday. And that's when this just went out today on even NBC. So that's very odd that it was released on Friday, but we're just saying this now. So it says here that SNL women offer solidarity and support of Al Franken. We feel compelled to stand up for Al Franken, whom we have all had the pleasure of working with over the years on Saturday Night Live. What Al did was stupid and foolish, and we think it was appropriate for him to apologize to Miss Tweeden and to the public. In our experience, we know Al is a devoted and dedicated family man, a wonderful comedic performer, and an honorable public servant. That is why we are moved to quickly and directly affirm that after years of working with him, we would like to acknowledge that not one of us ever experienced any inappropriate behavior and mention our sincere appreciation that he treated each of us with the utmost respect and regard. We send our support and gratitude to Al and his family on this Thanksgiving and holiday season. Narrative destroyed. This is a big one because this hasn't been seen yet. Like I said, we've been quick to watch career ruiners happen, right? Nobody coming out in defense. If anyone does come out in defense, they quickly retract their statement. Lena Dunham, looking at you. We've seen a lot of that, but now we're seeing a letter signed by 36 women that have been like, we worked with this guy for years, never had a problem with him. And what he did was stupid. But it's at the same time, what they're talking about with the forcible kiss on Leanne Tweeden, again, she even says like he was there in rehearsal and she said, okay, let's do it. And then he kissed her. So that's not non-consensual. She agreed to it. That's my take on that. You can agree with me, disagree with me. I really don't care. But this is another one that I find interesting. Another attack on Al that happened today. Page 6 published an exclusive alleging he had groped Ariana Huffington and used this particular photo. And then Arianna Huffington herself actually denied that it was inappropriate behavior at all. She says here that Senator Al Franken is now being accused by 2 women of making unwanted sexual advances. These are serious allegations made by serious people against a sitting United States senator. In other words, now is not the time to be making crap up. I do agree. I do agree. That's just, however, what Rupert Murdoch's The Post did today. The newspaper's pop culture website, Page 6, published a so-called exclusive this morning that alleged that Franken once groped Arianna Huffington, founder of the Huffington Post. They have photos and everything. So the anonymous source here, because you got to love it, anonymous sources. Franken was clowning around, but it isn't really funny. That's his tactic. Pretend like it's all a big joke. Arianna was pushing his hands away. He was groping her. There was some fun attached to it, but she wasn't enjoying it. She definitely told him to stop and pushed him away. Okay, well, that's one anonymous source. Well, what's Arianna Huffington say herself here? She says, I think I'm a better judge of how I felt in that satirical photo shoot with Al Franken than the recollections of anonymous bystander. I thought the point of this moment was to believe women's accounts of their own experiences. Again, further destroying this narrative that we have seen, this anonymous yet career-ending narrative we've seen for the last month and a half. Even Bill Maher went on to say this and says, the Al Franken groped Arianna story in the New York Post while promoting a sketch on my old show is so ridiculous and such an insult to any real victims, low even for you. So the woman, for one, the woman who was there in this photo, right there, laughing, says that nothing happened. Bill Maher, who is the show that they were doing the sketch on, nothing happened. People involved in this situation, nothing happened. People who know him from working on Saturday Night Live, nothing happened, right? If you look at the overall aspect of what Leanne Tweeden said, it was stupid. The hover hands over the ballistic vest photo was dumb, absolutely. But other than that, nothing happened. And even her own saying about the kiss was consensual because she agreed to do it. Nothing happened. This is the world where we're at. And it's sad. It's really, really, really sad because I do believe that there are victims out there of sexual abuse, sexual assault in Hollywood and beyond, in every facet of every industry, right, that do need to be believed. But when we get these kind of stories and the media runs with them as much as they are, and this goes for the right as well, like the left attacking the right, like the Roy Moore situation. The Roy Moore situation has far more credibility while not having any evidence than this one does, even though the evidence here is clearly not as bad as people are making it out to be. And that's one of those things where it's like, how do you judge, I should say? How do you judge which holds more value than what doesn't hold more value? And I feel bad for Franken. Not that I agree with him on everything, I don't, but I feel bad for him because this is not one of those things that's going to go away. People are still going to, make these accusations. There's blood in the water. He apologized. Tweeden read the apology on the air. She accepted his apology, but people won't stop coming. And they won't because the people like the Rupert Murdoch owned, New York Times or New York Post, sorry, they want to attack him because they want to, further kind of denigrate the response to Roy Moore. And it's not just Democrats that are going after Roy Moore now. You have Mitch McConnell telling him to step down. You have Ivanka Trump telling him to step down. You have, Donald Trump himself all but backed him today. But I expected that to happen. He's Bannon's guy. So, you got that, but you got pretty much almost everyone else in the Senate, like a lot of the people in the Senate, not everybody, but a lot of people in the Senate that are not supportive of Roy Moore. And, it's one of those things where it's like, there's support here saying nothing happened. There's no support there saying nothing happened. Gives you an interesting look at the situation as a whole, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. The race in Alabama set to be voted on here just in the next couple of weeks. And once that happens, whether or not Roy Moore wins or loses, if he loses, this whole thing goes away, right? If he wins, then it goes to the next phase, which will then be trying to see if whether or not Senate's going to expel him. And if they try to do that, then you can see that there will be a lot more hit pieces on Senator Al Franken in order to further damage any kind of attack of getting rid of Roy Moore. And when the Trump administration essentially comes out and says, we need someone like him, i.e. we need him because he's running, to get the votes in on tax reform, it shows you where their priorities lie. It's not with the people. It's with the politics. And that's where we find ourselves now. And that is very, very, very sad. But anyway, what do you guys think?
Hey guys, that wraps up this video. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so below. I love to read your guys' input. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. If you want to support the channel, there's the Amazon affiliate store, there's PayPal, there's Patreon, there's Bitcoin. And if you're bored and you want something else to watch, check out 3 Buck Theater up here. My name is Matt Jarbo. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a wonderful day. Peace out.